For my regular YouTube audience, you know what you need to do next to get to the information that you want from this video. But for those who are new to my channel, here are some key points to help you work best with the information in this video. Number 1. Timestamps and other important information can be found in the description to this video. Number 2. The dates of the energies that are unfolding in the week ahead are in the introduction section of this video. Number 3. The degrees of current planet placements and their location in signs are also in the introduction section of this video. Number 4. I'm a personal astrologer giving a general astrology reading in this video. For some people it will resonate. For others, it will not this week due to the influence of planets in your own personal horoscope. It may vary from week to week how much my forecast will resonate with you. If you would like a reading with me to explore your own chart further, the link is also in the description for this video. Number 5. I am using the traditional system of whole sign astrology for my analysis in this video. Number 6. By listening to the introduction, it's going to help you know what's in store for you this week. And then you can go to your sun, moon, and rising signs for more information on what to expect specifically. Number 7. I use both Vedic and Western astrology techniques with what is known as the tropical astrology chart, or, for those who aren't aware, the Western astrology chart. Please explore the placement of your Western or tropical astrology sun, moon, and rising signs using the timestamps for this video. Number 8. Haters and hateful comments will be removed from this video. This is a safe space for everyone who visits here, and like a good bouncer at a nightclub would do, I will eject any haters from this platform. And now here's a final couple of tidbits of information for you about how to use this video. Astrology is not designed to scare you. It's designed to give you information so that you know what the good and the challenging energies in the week ahead will be, and you can therefore consciously work with them to the best of your advantage. Remember, knowledge is power. Now, there are scammers about, and so if you should receive a message from me on any platform requesting your money for a reading, know that it is a scam. Report them immediately. And now settle in and let's see what the astral skies have in store for the week ahead. Welcome everybody to this week's Astro Weather Report. A very exciting week ahead, a lovely week, a delicious week in fact. And before we get into what is happening in the week ahead, I need to announce the winner for the Solar Return Report for September. Remember, if you like, share, subscribe, and comment in the comments section that you've done so, you go into the draw every month to win a Solar Return Report. So this month's winner I'm going to announce in just a second. Before we announce the winner, bear with me, I have some admin things that I need to share with everybody. I want to firstly say big congratulations to all the students who have graduated the introductory level of the Royal Stars Academy over the last month. There's so many of you all at once. I'm sure the eclipses must have been up to something wonderful in your charts for you to have all graduated, and I want to honor each and every one of you here on the YouTube video this week. I'm also looking forward to exploring more astrology with you in the intermediate level of the Royal Stars Academy, and I'm so thrilled that you've been enjoying your studies with me. So thank you one and all to those who've graduated first level this month. You can learn astrology with me if you would like to through the Royal Stars Academy. The link's in the description below. It's a certified astrology course. You will love it. If you want to also get a taste of the type of information that you'll get in the Royal Stars Academy, check out my free online Pluto Through the Houses playlist, which is an example of the type of work that has gone into my unique externally certified astrology course. I've been revisiting that Pluto playlist as the gears lever up towards Pluto leaving Capricorn for the last time this November. And I must humbly admit that I've blown my own socks off, I have to say. It's just such a rich playlist with so much information and teaching about Pluto in astrology, which is one of our favorite topics. We all seem to love Pluto. So if you want to find out what Pluto is going to do for you when he's in the sign of Aquarius, then head over to Pluto House's playlist here at the YouTube channel. It's all free. Enjoy. And heads up, please, my friends, speaking of the YouTube channel, please don't join the membership platform for Guiding Star Astrology at the YouTube channel. There's a difference here. YouTube has its own membership platform. I know a lot of other astrologers do utilize YouTube for membership platforms. I don't offer anything through that YouTube membership platform. My membership to the Guiding Star family is through an external provider, Patreon. Now the link is in the description below if you would like to join Patreon. And to all those people who joined during the eclipse season so they could get the extended report for what the eclipse was going to do in their lives, I'm so thankful that you've joined the Guiding Star family there, and I want you to know I pray for you every day. I'm so thankful for you. But on that Patreon external channel, I offer forecasts, videos, live chats, free gifts, and so much more. But I don't use YouTube memberships because I saw what happened to Lada Duncheeva's YouTube channel, YouTube platform during COVID, and I just don't trust YouTube to actually do the right thing by its creators. So that is why I offer my membership externally. You still get fabulous content, but it's external to YouTube. Please don't join the YouTube membership platform, as some people have done. There's nothing there. I also, on the YouTube topic, have to let you know that YouTube has been blocking my tarot reader April from being able to comment on her own videos posted through my channel last month. Check out those videos if you're into tarot. And April wants to apologize to all her followers for her inability to respond to your comments there because of whatever YouTube's doing. God knows what YouTube's doing, stopping April from commenting on those videos. So please, if you do wish to contact April and share something with her, you can do so through the contact page at the Guiding Star website. I will make sure that she gets every message sent to her. And thank you for letting me share that admin stuff. It's I know tedious for some people to listen through, but for my regular followers, it's very important, and I need to share these things with you. The September winner for the solar return report is, drumroll, at Julie_Loader, JULIE_LODER. Julie, you have won yourself a solar return report. Contact me through the contacts page at the website. Let me know that you've received this message, and let's get your solar return report for the next year of your life underway, all free, as the winner of the September solar return report. Don't forget, friends, like, share the video, very important, and subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, and you could go into the draw and possibly win yourself a solar return report for the month of October. Speaking of the month of October, we're well into October. I had a little break last week, which I very much enjoyed, and I thank you very much. We saw Pluto turn direct. We saw Jupiter go retrograde. Very big week last week, but I really enjoyed my, my little respite. Thank you for that. This week, we are having a very important interaction occurring on the 15th of October. That's in most parts of the world, actually. We're having Venus making a trine to its higher octave planet, Neptune. So here, now this is happening at 27 degrees of Scorpio, Venus is at, and of course Neptune's at 27 degrees of Pisces. So this trine between these two is now exact on the 15th of October. Well, la-di-da, my friends, this is such a pretty energy. It's an energy of romance. You might find romance is everywhere around you. Now, that may mean, excuse me, in your own personal life, but it could also mean, romance is just in your face, beautiful spring flowers everywhere and beautiful music playing. I'm using the word romance to connotate a certain feeling, a certain energy of delight and joy. You might find romance in the novel you pick up to read on the train to work, or the song playing in the cafe on your lunch break, just to, it might even be on the name of a bottle of wine you grab to have for dinner. Romance, beauty, delight, pleasure, glamour, luxury, it is everywhere, in the air on the 15th of October. Synchronicity is also present. You might be like, oh my God, I just heard that song about the birds and the bees, and now I've gone in to buy that bottle of wine, and here is a wine label with birds and the bees all over it, and I'm just drawn to this beautiful bottle of wine and its label. Synchronicity is the name of the game, not coincidence. The universal energies aligning here for love, beauty, romance, pleasure, delight, all the good stuff, all the happiness. As I said, Neptune is the higher octave of Venus, and both have involvement in ruling art, music, dance, relaxation, and escaping in astrology. So what is the name of the game? Indulge, 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 and enjoy food, refinement, culture, beauty, love. Nothing wonderful is off limits with this fanciful, heady energy. Go to it and enjoy life. Grab life by the horns and just delight in it. Delight in what the universe presents you. That could be little things like the bottle of wine you get for dinner, or it could even be big things like going to the concert that like a ballet performance or a concert you've only ever dreamed of being able to attend. Beautiful, happiness, joyful energy. Now, just keep in mind, my friends, that Venus is also opposing Uranus at this time, which could add a surprising and shocking event to the nature of all this Neptunian sparkle. Let me draw on here the opposition. So we could be having quite a shocking, delightful experience that comes our way. And it will affect us deeply because, of course, Venus is in the deep and intense sign of Scorpio. We will feel it at our core, the joy, the delight, the surprise. Now, let's explore this for all signs. Before we do, let's perhaps do some dot points about what this is all about. It's an energy of feeling peaceful and content, seeing beauty everywhere. We're going to live with more tenderness and compassion towards others on this day. And God knows the universe, the earth could do with a bit of tenderness and compassion at this time. We're all a bit sick of what we're reading in the newspapers. I won't go off on that tangent. But as I said, romance is favored, and any romance that's actually quite, well, I would normally say with this connection, romance that's quite innocent, Neptune energy, but of course Venus is in Scorpio, so innocence is not entirely there in its purity. There might be a level of innocence, but also a depth and a profundity as well. You might meet lovers who are spiritual or cultured or mystical or devout in some way at this time. You might even meet a soulmate under this energy. Some of you who are having this trigger your personal chart by degree could even experience that. And soulmates can be anything. They can be, someone of the same sex. They could be an older person. They could be a child. We have this feeling of, hang on, I've known you before. We have this bond and this unity. And I've only just encountered that in this lifetime with you again. Doesn't have to necessarily be a romantic interlude. It can just be a profound connection. Soulmate energy can happen in many ways. It's an energy of loving selflessly, eager to please those we love. It's an energy of joy and happiness, great for artistic endeavors, very inspired, very creative, very imaginative. Really, it's turned up to overdrive like Marty McFly about to play his guitar in Back to the Future. It's ramped right up with this beautiful, supportive, loving trine. We're going to appreciate fantasy and glamour in our life. We'll get more opportunities to enjoy it. We'll also appreciate it more, as I said. We might feel more idealistic, more hopeful, and God knows we really need that on the planet at the moment as well, having this aspirational vision. Our vision expands, actually. We can sort of get, not that Neptune brings clarity, but we have a no boundaries vision, no limitations vision. How good could it be? How good could it get in our lives? And the more we can imbue that with faith and optimism can lead to actually our vision becoming reality and materializing. This is one of the energies of Neptune, Saturn. Saturn is to crystallize things into actual reality. Neptune is the vision. And here with a beautiful trine to Venus, our pleasurable, delightful, uplifting visions do have some potential to crystallize. And I think we're going to see that more and more and more over the next couple of years, particularly as Neptune and Saturn close in on one another towards their conjunction in 2026. But we'll talk more about that in upcoming videos. This is a time when your relationships go well. Now, yes, I'm meaning loving, tender relationships, of course. Romantic relationships go well, but also relationships with women. Venus is women, and Neptune gives us, in the higher octave, this compassion, this beautiful unconditional love that helps our relationships with women to flourish. We might experience more surroundings that are more graceful and charming and beautiful and refined. Our social life can flourish. Domestic life also goes very smoothly at this time. We can even receive benefits from women. Neptune is the planet of miracles. Miracles can happen often because some woman in our life activates a miracle. Maybe mum suggests to dad that you should have receive some sort of financial support, Venus's finances, from the family, but mum's put the word in dad's ear and then dad gives the money, or mum can give the money too, but benefits from women in many ways, not just financially, but Venus does rule finances. We feel more charitable, women are feeling more charitable under this influence. So again, that's why mum might whisper in dad's ear. The women in our lives can be more generous and more charitable and more giving and more loving because of Neptune's interaction here. We personally can become more interested in spiritual matters and the higher realities of life. So it's a great time to begin some studies, for example, at the Royal Stars Academy, and study astrology with me if you want to understand the higher realities of life. We might really find a strong but beautiful desire to escape mundane existence. Instead of going and sitting at our office, we want to go run through that field of poppies and dance under the sunshine. That's what we want. We want to get away from the greyness of life and experience the joy and the beauty. And of course, significant spiritual growth can occur because of this transit to Neptune being such a highly spiritualized planet. Let us now move through all signs and find out how this is going to be affecting us for a day or two before and a day or two after the 15th, when this will be occurring. Well, for our Scorpio rising sun or moon people who are having this influence to Venus occurring in their first house, it means that the way you interact with the world around you is going to be more refined, more cultured, more beautiful, more high vibrational, in the most lovely of ways. So you might find that there are many beautiful experiences to be had, from beautiful concerts and music to enjoy, to beautiful vistas and landscapes. It's all about glorious beauty under this influence, and you might be put in positions in life where you experience that so much more this week. You might also find that what is motivating you, because the first house is what motivates us this week, is the beauty of life. Refinement, culture might motivate you to create something, to change something in your life, to redirect your life path in some way. But it's beauty and peace that is the motivator for you this week. You may also find that you're more sensitive to the feelings of other people, more compassionate. And of course, that might be a motivating factor for changing your life or redirecting your life in some way. Also, you're going to be feeling more idealistic and hopeful about your own life. This is the house of you and how you're journeying. So, your own visions and ideals might be the fire in your belly that gets things moving, gets things changing, redirects your life somehow. Scorpios, you might be treating other people with a lot of peacefulness, gentleness, contentness now in your manner, in your aura, in the energy you're giving out. Equally, you're going to want to be treated that way by other people. And we're very sensitive under this energy, and it will really miff you if people are ungracious. I know I've often walked into shops and held the door open for somebody to come in or out, before me or after me, and people don't even say thank you. I mean, this is my Libra moon coming out here, but it absolutely shits me when people do that. Where are your manners? Where is the courtesy that society, functions well upon? You might find that you're very sensitized to that sort of thing this week as well. You are giving out this beautiful refinement and cultural behavior and politeness. Venus is connected to the idea of politeness. You're going to want to see it and expect it to come back to you. And we are more sensitized, so you'll probably notice when it doesn't, more so than you otherwise would. Now, this is, as I said in the intro, at a time when we might want to escape from mundane existence. And that can be very, very beautiful. It's not about escaping and running away because you're upset, because you're frustrated, because somebody's pissed you off. It's more, Scorpio, about wanting to escape into beauty, into fantasy, into luxury. And I encourage you to do so. Okay, yes, we still have to go to work and pay the bills and get by week to week. But why not in the evening, instead of going home to your microwave dinner, why not go to the movie theatre and watch some wonderful escapist film? Have that experience, have that luxury. Venus is beauty and Neptune is film. Do that, enjoy, and you'll find that it just lifts your vibration so much. And I'm using that as an example. Your other ideas of beauty might be very different to that. A walk through the botanical gardens on the way home from work, or stopping at your favorite restaurant to get your most favorite dish of food to eat for dinner instead of that microwave dinner. In fact, we should avoid microwaves altogether, in my opinion. I think they were designed to be weapons of mass destruction with a little bit of, here, masses, take a microwave to cook your food on the side. Yes, I won't get on my bandwagon with that one either. But this is a house of survival and our reason for incarnation. And under this influence, I think you will find, Scorpio, that your vision for why you have incarnated will expand and grow. You might have always loved flipping houses, for example, renovating and selling houses, but never put much thought into perhaps why it is you love it so much. Maybe you're practical and you like to, do practical things and you've just done it. But then under this influence, you might realize that one of the reasons you do that as a mechanism for survival is actually because you love creating beauty. This is Venus, Neptune energy. You love making things look better and improving the world one home at a time by transforming some old piece of crap into something really lovely. I have to just say, when I traveled through Romania in 2019, I stayed in a lot of Airbnbs. I was blown away by the beauty of these Airbnbs. Most of them in old communist block apartments that had been transformed into elegant, stylish, gorgeous Airbnbs on the inside through the decor. You could be very well be interested in doing something like that as a reason for incarnation, to make the world more livable, more beautiful, more delightful for everybody who encounters your contribution in some way. There can be some physical effects. I don't think they're anything to worry about. This is a trine. It's a blessed energy. So I think, more than anything, you might be beautifying your appearance. Maybe getting a new hairstyle that's very flattering and you're just like, oh my God, I love this new hairstyle. Or some new clothing or new makeup or new cologne if you're a man, and maybe new things that give your presence a very beautiful energy to them, male or female. So that's some of the energies that I can see playing out with this combination. It will make your character soften somewhat. If you have come across in a harsh way to others, this is an energy that can tone that down and really, sort of redefine how others see you. And, if you need to sort of, maybe you've got off onto the wrong foot with somebody in life, this is a wonderful energy for revisiting that and creating a better impression, a better, softer, gentler, more appealing energy to another person. And definitely this is also one of the houses of happiness. Neptune's coming from another house of happiness, which is the 5th house. So blessing here, lots of happiness, lots of happy experiences are likely to unfold this week. Why not keep a happiness journal or a record of it on Instagram? So when times are tough, you can refer back to, oh, I remember when the energies aligned and I felt that beautiful inner prosperity, inner joy, inner abundance from that experience or that sight or that happiness. So my friends, my Scorpio friends, thank you for listening, and we're moving on now to our lovely Sagittarius. I was going to say Librans, but then I changed my mind. We'll go with Saggy. And we know Saggy loves walking. That is the way it goes, so we'll hold him still there. All right, for Sagittarius, rising sun or moon people, the energy of Venus being activated by both Neptune and also Uranus is playing out in the 12th house. So this can mean that this is a wonderful opportunity for doing some really fabulous inner psychological work to get rid of self-destructive behaviors. It might even happen in some sort of surprising, unexpected way that you deal with any self-sabotaging, that you'll deal with any energy leaks in your body, any self-denial. And this is a beautiful, it will just happen without you even trying, really. It'll just unfold that you are dealing with old past issues that need to be laid to rest. Because you'll be more open, more receptive, and you are actually a little more impressionable with this energy playing out in the 12th house. So the transformation comes easier because you have no boundaries. You know, Neptune, trine energy, no boundaries in the best way. And no more limitations, no more self-blocking to dealing with that old attitude, old belief, old whatever it was that is keeping you from your highest timeline. Now the universe can enter in, step in a surprising way and transform it all for you. You will feel more idealistic and hopeful. This is one of the houses of our fantasies. It's a very strong house of fantasy, and Neptune trining the house of fantasy is going to obviously heighten the fantasies, the dreams. So your vision expands, and that is likely to be, towards, I mean, there's no limits. You can fantasize and dream and visualize anything. In fact, I'd adopt, if I were you, Sagittarius, the mantra, I expand to meet my destiny. If you dream it, you can become it. And this is an energy where you may actually begin to see your dreams crystallize. We do have Saturn not too far away from this whole interaction. And of course, Saturn is the crystallizing planet, the planet that brings things into manifestation. So you may find that there is the opportunity to really crystallize your vision, crystallize your dreams. This is the house of both night dreams and our daydreams, our sitting on the couch and watching the autumn leaves fall and just going off into our castle in the clouds. So do take the time to visualize, to dream, to have some ideals enter into your heart and soul and mind at this time. I feel it's really an energy when you might be feeling so peaceful, so content that curling up on the couch with that cup of tea is actually a desirable, delightful, pleasurable thing to do in other such scenarios as well. Your faith and spirituality, which is a 12th house thing, can actually lead to good fortune now. Neptune is the planet of miracles, and trining Venus in the 12th house of miracles can mean that because you believe, because you have faith in the goodness of the universe and that the universe has your back, a miracle can happen for you now. A blessing can unfold, and it might come in the most unexpected way thanks to the opposition to Neptune. So what we can see, the opposition to Uranus, what we might see here is the crystallization of our dreams, but also good fortune coming our way, miracles happening that change our life. Maybe we're in dire straits with a debt. Of course, the 12th house is the house of debts, and we're paying our karmic due with our debts. But then along comes this beautiful trine, Neptune trine to Scorpio, and a miracle happens and we are able to resolve a debt. Venus's finances, of course, as well. So changes can happen in a miraculous way with this energy. And isn't that lovely, Sagittarius? My prayer is that that's exactly what happens for you, that you change anything that is associated with the negativity of loss or debt or a burden in your life and transform it and transform your karma. Remember, this is a moksha house. It's a liberation house. It really does reference that something will be being let go of and dissolved now. And with a beautiful blessing from the planet of miracles, that difficulty is what's going to be being dissolved and being let go of in order to let miracles of blessing come in. Now you might, this is a house of sleep, and you might have some, if you do dream, the dreams are likely to be very lovely. I'm not sure how many of you have seen the film Bruce Almighty with Jim Carrey. I love Jim Carrey. I think his movies were quite funny. But this particular one, Jennifer Aniston wants him to get up out of bed and get going on his day, and she rips the covers off him when he's in the middle of one of those kind of fabulous dreams, and his response to that is quite amusing. This is what we're talking about here. I hope nobody wakes you up from your beautiful dreams, but this is an energy that says you're going to have some of those beautiful dreams that you just don't want to wake up from, that you just want to stay in forever, forever, forever. Oh, good dream, good dream, good dream, and just be there in that good dream. And I pray that's what happens for you too, and I pray that the good dream manifests into real life in some way. So I'm seeing that there is going to be perhaps some bargains that come your way, Sagittarius, with this, because the 12th house is a house of bargains. Venus is a planet of finance. Neptune is a miracle worker, so you might find that, item you've been looking for forever, and it's absolutely a bargain, and you're like plonking down your money straight away. That can happen. You might also find that this is a time for enjoying the pleasures of the bedroom. Now, that can be pleasures like silk sheets, going to some luxury hotel and enjoying the delightful bedroom that they have on offer there. I recommend the Park Hyatt when you're in Melbourne for such things. Enjoying the pleasures of bedroom and escaping and getting away from ordinary reality, but also bedroom pleasures of the other variety, which is to go to another realm through orgasm and sex, etc. So some of you might experience that. Although Neptune is not a planet usually associated with sex, what Neptune is doing is heightening the sensitivity of our experience. And Venus is a planet of desire in a house of bedroom pleasures. So for that reason, it might just be a more ecstatic, divine experience that you have either by yourself or with someone else, depending on your circumstances. So that's what I'm seeing. Yes, this is a house of secret enemies we don't know, talking behind our back and running us down and so forth. But under this beautiful benevolent energy, I just don't think they stand a chance to have any impact upon you if you do have secret enemies who are deriding you. So good news there, my beautiful Sagittarius friends. Thank you, Capricorn rising, Capricorn sun, Capricorn moon people. Well, the energy of Venus is in your 11th house, being trined by Neptune and opposed by Uranus. What does this mean? Well, it means in a social house, the house of other people, the house of friendships and the masses and large groups, that we might be having some very refined experiences out there with other people. In a concert situation, or maybe going to an art gallery, going to places where people, the masses, gather for communal activities and events like, concerts, galleries, food halls, things like that. Places where the masses congregate. And you'll be having some very refined, beautiful experiences in such places. And sometime this week, usually a couple of days before or a couple of days after the 15th of October in this case. So this is lovely, wonderful food, wonderful pleasures and delights that you share. I don't know if you've ever been in a movie theatre, Capricorn, where everybody is just loving the movie, all laughing at the same time, all crying at the same time. I've even been in a movie once where everyone stood up and applauded at the end of the film. It was phenomenal. And this is the kind of experience you might have. Everyone is conjoined together in joy or in a delightful experience. So that's fun. That sounds really, quite fun. This is also the house of our visions and dreams. And under this influence from very idealistic Neptune, your vision is going to really expand. Neptune has no boundaries. Here it is trining Venus. the expansion of your vision for your life. And I mentioned this for Sagittarius rising, but it's also applicable to you too as well, Capricorn. Use the mantra this week, I expand to meet my destiny. This is a house connected to destiny. It's where we see ourselves in 5, 10, 15 years time. It's our vision, and the vision will expand here. Don't put any limits on what you want to achieve. Don't put any limits on where you want to be. Keep that vision in front of you. Put up a vision board and look at it every day on your fridge or whatever. Use this energy to refine and create what it is that you want to achieve. And I will also point out that this is the energy of the miracle worker. Neptune, trine to Venus, is a miracle energy. And so it just may be that you take the first step towards that miracle of your big dream or vision unfolding. And, it can be almost miraculous. Maybe you have a vision of, I don't know, being able to be a YouTube astrologer, for example, and somebody contacts you and says, hey, I want to promote your YouTube on my Instagram channel. Can we do a collab? And it's like, wow, big miracle happens that propels you forward towards whatever dream it is you may have. It's also an energy of being open, receptive, and impressionable. And I think you could make a lot of friends as a result of that, my beautiful Capricorns, because you'll be more open to friendships. You're not closed off to who might enter into your life, who might interact with you. Somebody might ask you out for coffee and you'll be like, yeah, I want to go and get to know you better. There is this energy of no boundaries and feeling expansive with regard to who might become your friend, who you can include in your friendship circle. And this could be quite surprising. It might even be some very maybe Uranian person, so they're a bit eccentric, a bit unusual, someone you would never have considered being friends with at other times, but this energy might create it for you. It could be a spiritual person, it could be a creative person, sort of somebody who you felt was a bit sort of not standoffish, but a bit separate in some way. Neptune is a very independent kind of energy. It's an energy of sort of the loner kind of person. And so somebody that who has that kind of feeling, you find wants to be your friend, and you're like, yeah, actually, I would like to get to know you better and understand you because, are you truly the loner that you are presenting? So there might be opportunities to create friendships with Neptunian people or Uranian people under this influence. It's also likely that you may want to escape from the ordinary reality with friends under this influence. So you might book a weekend away at a winery or something with a group of girlfriends and enjoy that under this particular energetic influence. That would be very Neptunian of you. Neptune rules alcohol after all. So go and have your trip to a winery. Do your escapist work with other like-minded people. You might also get very interested in doing some sort of group work, exploring higher realities. So you might join a workshop or a large seminar or something like that, exploring some spiritual topic or astrological topic, even psychological topic in some way. Some of you might find that your mother's life is changing to be more beautiful, more pleasurable, more delightful. Why? Because this is the 8th house from the 4th. The house of changes that affect your mother. And under this benevolent energy, you might find that your mother's life is redirectioning, 8th house energy, 8 houses from the 4th, and becoming more beautiful. So that's lovely news for your mum. Same is also true for any children-in-law that you have, or stepchildren, I guess is the term, any stepchildren. So if you are a Capricorn person and you have stepchildren, you might find that their lives are becoming very beautiful. Their lives, somehow they get to enjoy some pleasure, some delight, some little luxury in the week ahead. The 11th house is also the house of our ultimate healing because it's the 6th house from the 6th. 6th house is healing and burning karma. And when we're 6 houses from the 6th, it's the ultimate burning of karma and healing. So there might be something beautiful that unfolds in your life, something pleasurable, something delightful that is your ultimate healing. And you find your soul is just soaring on cloud 9 as a result. Happiness and joy flood in because you're able to heal some old wound, some karma, some attitude, something changes in a massive way for the better. This is also the house of the loss of loss. Therefore, it's a house of great gains because it's the 12th house from the 12th. So what does that mean? Great gains are certainly miraculously available to some of you watching this video. Neptune is miracles, Venus is finances, pleasures, luxuries, and all the good things of life. The sweetness of life is Venus rather, in the 11th house of the loss of loss and the house of great gains. So you're going to not lose pleasure, luxury, beauty, all that sort of thing. You're going to gain it. What you're going to lose is everything that's stopping you from experiencing the heights of life, the luxuries, the windfalls, the delights, the pleasures, the joys. So I think you Capricorn people really stand to be greatly blessed in the week ahead through this very benevolent combination of energies. And I will just point out, Capricorn, that this is one of the last times that this energy will ever form for you in this house placement. Because even though Neptune and Venus tango like this twice a year, it is only occurring here until 2025, 2026, and then Neptune will move into Aries. And you'll never get a Venus-Neptune trine in your 11th house with all this good stuff ever again. So make the most of it. Don't just sit and wait for it to land in your lap. Go out there and enjoy the pleasures, luxuries, and delights of life. Because the universe has your back to experience great happiness with those things now in ways that you may never get to experience in the same capacity again. Enjoy those 11th house things, Capricorn. All right, Aquarius rising, Aquarius sun, and Aquarius moon people. Well, my friends, the energy of Venus interacting with Neptune will be felt through your 10th house, an angular house, therefore a very important house and a very important energy. Now, as I was just saying to our Capricorn friends, this is one of the final times in your life that you're ever going to be able to enjoy a Neptune-Venus trine expressing through the 10th house, because Neptune is getting ready to change signs into Aries in 2025, 2026. And therefore, you're not going to be able to have a trine to Venus from Neptune in your 10th house Scorpio ever again once this occurs, because Neptune will be in Aries and future trines with Venus will be in your 11th house instead. So this is the last chance, one of the last chances that you'll have. So grab it by the horns and run with it, my friends. Refined experiences in your career. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean at work, because there's a difference between at work and career. Career is the legacy you want to leave behind you when you pass on. Work is what you do to pay the bills. Now, this is not a house of work. This is a house of career. So maybe that you want to write a book or leave a film or have a work of poetry published. It could be that your career is to, do something musical or be involved in an animation. Whatever it is, the legacy you hope to be remembered for, that's 10th house. For me, it's my astrology school, the Royal Stars Academy. And that's what I hope will carry on and continue when I am no longer here. And I'd love you to be part of it, Aquarius, if you're ever so inclined, especially as Pluto moves into your first house. You might get very interested in astrology. But this energy this week is all about, and as I said in the introduction, it's happening on a couple of days before, a couple of days after, the 15th of October, being very idealistic and hopeful about your vision for life, the legacy you want to leave. So Neptune is no boundaries. You might be expanding what you hope to achieve, expanding what you can give to the world. You might have thought, I'd just love to see my poem published on a little blog. And then along comes this energy of expansion and growth and abundance in the 10th house. And all of a sudden your vision expands and you're like, you know what? I don't just want to see my little poem published on my blog. I am going to see my whole book of poetry published like I'm the next W.B. Yeats. And so you approach a publisher or something like that. You expand the vision of your destiny and how much you can achieve. Go for it, grab it, run with it. This energy has your back. In fact, Neptune is a planet of miracles. Your vision, your dream could become, manifest quite miraculously, especially as Saturn's not far from this interaction, and Saturn crystallizes things and brings them into the physical realm. So some of you might be experiencing some crystallizing of a dream or a goal for your life. This is how we approach our goals as well, the 10th house. And so I suggest this week is a great time to approach your goals with confidence and joy. This is a joyful energy. The more doubt and fear that you let into your ability to accomplish your goals, the less is going to be able to be manifested. So really, faith and optimism, which is a combination of this Venus-Neptune trine energy, is what can lead you to good fortune, is what can lead you to the accomplishment of your goals. So instill more faith, instill more optimism. Anything that sabotages faith and optimism, kick it out the door. It is not the week for it, and it will not help you get where you want to go in life. Now, some of you, pardon me, might be wanting to escape mundane existence under this energy, Aquarius. And many of you might even choose to do so for the purposes of your career. So you might, call in to work and say, look, I'm taking 2 days off. And then you go out to a cabin in the woods and write your famous poetry book. You take time out for the purposes of the goals you want to achieve, the legacy that you're wanting to create. There is a need to go easy on the mundane, ordinary existence in order to create goals now. And it's worth utilizing this energy to do so, can I just say. If you want to be successful in life, this week, it's all about living Neptune Venus. And I'm not going to go into the sort of 5-minute explanation I gave about Neptune Venus in the beginning of this video. I encourage you to go revisit that and apply it to the 10th house. You need to have these Neptune Venus qualities happening this week to gain more recognition, to gain more success in life, to be an inspiration to others. So get in there. Use Neptune and Venus energy, creativity, joy, openness, receptivity. Now, you will be very sensitive to the feelings of others. Now, if it's not you feeling sensitive to the feelings of others, it'll be your bosses. So in that sense, it can be a good time to ask for a raise. You might be very surprised at the outcome, because your boss will be able to walk a mile in your shoes and understand where you're coming from and why you need a raise. So, you can do that under this influence. Any authority figure can have more compassion. So it's a great time to try and get off that traffic infringement notice that you've received. Go in, write your letter to the police or whoever it is, and see if you can get off, because they're likely to have more compassion. They're likely to deal with your situation more benevolently. Miracles can happen. You will feel, even about things like that, even about all dealings with authority figures, you will feel a little bit more peace around such things. So even if they say, look, we can't let you off your traffic infringement, but maybe we could reduce it by $40, you'll be like, all right, happy, that'll be okay. There is this peacefulness and contentness in your dealings with authority figures. This is also the house of the father in Western astrology. And of course, your father might be experiencing these things. So feeling generous, feeling compassionate, feeling a bit more receptive and open. So if you need to have a chat with dad about something important, again, this is a really great week to do that. You might find that your dad is somehow wishing to escape mundane reality this week, taking a holiday, having a little time out. Your father might also be very interested in some sort of higher realities this week, might get interested in astrology, or might get interested in studying a bit of metaphysics or esoteric history or something of that nature perhaps. This is also the house of your partner's family and your partner's home. It's the 4th house from the 7th. So that means that in your partner's family, they might be experiencing more of this beautiful Venus Neptunian energy. They might be, your partner's family might be getting together to enjoy some refined experience or pleasure or delight or luxury. They might be feeling more peaceful. You know, maybe the family's had a lot of upheavals lately. This is a week of peace for the family of your partner. They might even be going on a holiday or taking some time out, or even just meeting up at a beautiful decadent restaurant and enjoying, eating out or something together, having a beautiful Venusian experience that's very uplifting for everybody involved, can be one of the expressions of this energy. So that's what I'm seeing for my beautiful Aquarius friends. What about my fellow Pisces? Well, Pisces, we're very lucky, we Pisces people, because this lovely supportive energy of Neptune trining, our ruling planet in modern astrology, trining Venus over here in the ninth, is in one of the lucky houses of the horoscope. In fact, in Vedic astrology, this is considered to be the luckiest house in the horoscope. Neptune is miracles. Venus is pleasures, delights, the joys of life, the luxuries of life, the financial resources. You might find that you get lucky and experience a miracle in some way to do with all of those Venusian things. In Vedic astrology, Venus rules cars. And I have to say, I am picking up a car next week. So, and I feel very lucky and blessed about this car that I have been able to upgrade from my very, very old and decrepit old car. So, Venus in Vedic rules cars here in the house of lucky luxuries, pleasures, miracles, let me tell you, miracles. So that could happen for you in terms of a car. But it could also be anything that is ruled by Venus, which could be maybe you open a beautiful beauty salon. Venus rules, think places that are of beauty, maybe you visit a botanical garden or something, and through that you have some feeling of luck and benevolence, miracle and delight. So lucky, lucky, lucky Pisces with this energy. Of course, Venus is also the planet that's exalted in your sign too, Pisces, which is really lovely. Venus is not an easy planet for Piscean people because it rules difficult houses, but because Venus is your exalted planet here in the luckiest house of the horoscope, there can be a lot of benevolence. Now, Pisces, if you're dealing with any visa matters, anything to do with this sort of foreign affairs, immigration or exchange, then this can be a very benevolent time when a miracle happens to help you get through a visa or do something to do with foreign travel. Maybe you book an airline ticket or arrange some sort of long-term travel. You might have an ability to really set something in motion now that's going to be very pleasurable and delightful and joyful for you. This is also a time when you might start to dream big about some travel that you could take in the future, and that's truly lovely. Like let's push the boundaries right out with this. What would you like to do? What would you like to see if there were no obstacles? Start visualizing it now. There's power in your visions. There's power in your imagination, Pisces, especially under this influence this week, a couple of days before, a couple of days after the 15th of October. So go there. What would you like to see? What would you like to do in the world if there were no obstacles? Expand your vision. Also, this is the house of the communication abilities of our partner, because it's the third house from the seventh. So you might find that your partner is communicating more lovingly than ever before, more gently, more poetically. Maybe they write you a love letter or a beautiful poem or something. That could happen as well. They're writing, their communication, their words might be just much more sensitive and compassionate than usual, and there's a peacefulness and contentedness in the energetic exchange between the two of you, the communication. This can also be the case for business partners and clients, not the lovey-dovey side, the romantic side, but more the just the interactions of just peacefulness, of sensitivity and respect. Venus is a planet of politeness, more polite, beautiful interactions with business partners, clients, your audience, that kind of thing. I'm looking forward as a Pisces to seeing all the comments in the comment section being very lovely and supportive and benevolent. That would be nice. Okay, what else can I tell you about this combination, Pisces? Well, it's about life purpose, the ninth house. Some of you might be getting a big vision now for your life purpose. Now, Pisces, we can tend to float a bit, and we're sort of like, yeah, whatever you want, universe, and that's good. Being able to flow with life is very advantageous because life is full of twists and turns, and the more we resist, the harder life can be. So Pisces is blessed in that way, in that it flows. But that can leave us a little bit lacking in direction sometimes. We're just, whatever, I'm okay, you know. Not so this week. Neptune, not usually known for being sort of a go-getter kind of energy, but Neptune trine to Venus can give us an actual vision and desire. Venus is a planet of desire. And we might find that we're seeing a desire within us that we never knew we had. It might be a desire or a vision to travel. It might be a desire or a vision to achieve some career down the track. It might be a desire or a vision to do good in the world, to be benevolent, to have some kind of a compassionate influence upon the world in which we live. So we can listen to that and we can trust it because it's coming from this higher combination of energies now. Now also Pisces, this is the house of our second life partner. If you're married for the second time or committed to somebody for the second time, this is the partner that you're with. They might be really feeling the need to beautify their life. So they might be sort of up-leveling and having what we call a glow-up in terms of the way they look or the way they are feeling about life, their confidence, or their valuing might be going through a real rise in vibration. That can happen for some people. Some of you might encounter a new sort of guru or person of inspiration that comes into your life that's probably a woman because of the Venus energy, but they're going to be a real spiritual mentor for you if you encounter somebody like that this week. You might stumble across a YouTube video that's really very uplifting and inspiring, maybe a TED Talk or something like that, or a new astrologer that you can really sink your teeth into, or a book of philosophy, or some sort of higher-minded ideals that you can really enjoy, and that gives you a sense of meaning and purpose and happiness as well. So there's a lot of spiritual development available to us this week, Pisces, a lot of growth of our view of the world too. This is a house of beliefs and worldview, and we might find that it goes for a change, but a change for the better, a change that is more, can you believe it, Pisces, more boundaryless, more expansive, more beautiful. I know as a Pisces person, in the last 4 years, my worldview has become very dark and cynical. It saddens me to say that, but it's true. And probably people aren't surprised to hear that. I'm sure a lot of people can identify with that. However, this week, we might find, Pisces, that our worldview shifts somewhat. And we start to see things with a bit more of that rose-coloured glasses. Not entirely, because the world is still a dark place. But and you can't go back once you've sort of uncovered the darkness, can you? It's just always there in the background. But we might find that we see more beauty this week. We are dancing with joy in a better way this week than we may have done for quite some time, maybe a couple of years. So enjoy that feeling of fortune, that feeling of blessing, that feeling of support from the divine, the beauty that can unfold now. Some of you might be inspired to learn something new, but it'll be something to do with maybe design or decor or beauty. You might be very inspired to learn some sort of new film techniques or fashion or glamour, something to do with those Neptune, Venus kind of art and refinement kind of things. The other thing is that this is a house of grandchildren, the children of your children. So if you are a grandparent watching this, then it's likely that your grandchildren might be enjoying some sort of delight and joy this week. They might be feeling more peaceful and content. They might be even wanting to have a bit of a holiday, take some time out, have a bit of escape from ordinary reality through having some sort of really delightful experience. So you might ring up your grandkids and they might be full of stories about, they went for a picnic to this park this week, and or they went, swimming at the beach or something. Some sort of wonderful, delightful experience that they are feeling really good about. So, and look, as a grandparent, if you want to, you could be the one to instigate such things in the life of your grandchildren. Why not? Why not create those beautiful memories, create those happy times, Pisces? So that's a lot of what could unfold this week. Of course, there's many more things. We don't have time for it all. But that is the general gist of the energy for Pisces rising, sun or moon. What about Aries? Aries rising, sun or moon people? Well, we have a trine from Neptune in the 12th house to Venus in the 8th house unfolding for you this week, Aries. And what that means is that it's the 8th house where you may be experiencing this quite miraculous blessing energy. So what it means is that you might be having some sort of very highly spiritual experiences through some 8th house mechanism. Now that could be through studying astrology. It could be through an astrologer or a psychiatrist or a psychologist. It could be through an energy healer. Anybody who works in sort of occult realms, sort of the non-mainstream healing mechanisms, the non-mainstream kind of fields of understanding is very 8th house. And so it's through such people that you might have a really transformative experience, a beautiful, delightful experience. I mean, if you went for a past life regression this week, Aries, you would see one of your past lives that was extremely luxurious and creative and spiritually refined. And we've all had good and bad past lives. If you want to access some of the good stuff, then get a past life regression reading done this week and you'll be probably amazed. Maybe a past life where something miraculous happened as well. And maybe it's time. Maybe your psyche wants that to come to the fore. Maybe that your psyche, your deep inner you wants you to experience some of that good stuff that gives us hope for the future and the ability to know that good things can happen to us just as much as bad things can happen to us. So that's something that if I was an Aries person, I would be sort of looking into for myself this week. Also, we can be very open and receptive under this energy, and we need to maybe be a little bit careful, Aries, about that, because the 8th house is a house of veils being very thin between ourselves and other dimensions. Sometimes we can find that entities or ideas or energies from other dimensions, and we know there's more than just our Earth dimension in existence, they might come in very easily. So I'm not saying you need to protect yourself. This is a beautiful energy where, say, like an entity from a beautiful, benevolent, divine realm can enter into your life. But we just need to be very conscious, I think, is what I'm trying to say here, about such things and about our involvement in cultivating and accessing such energies, because you just don't know what you might encounter on the other side, so to speak. It's a house of mysticism, it's a house of magic, and Neptune is a miracle worker. So it could be, and I encourage you, Aries, to take the time to pray such things into manifestation. But it could be that some divine energy sort of leverages things in your favor, because miracles, magic, etc. This would be, if you're into such things, going and having some sort of like an ayahuasca experience or something, past life regression experience can really open things up for good blessings to start coming your way. Now, this all sounds a little bit woo-woo, doesn't it? And there is that side to the 8th house. Some of us do see this sort of thing very strong and manifesting in reality. Some of us prefer not to go down that road, and that's fine. We're each on our own journey. So that being said, my friends, let's talk about some of the more practical sides of the 8th house. This is a house of business loans, mortgages, big business, big investment, and if you're involved in any of those things, you can find that it really goes your way under this influence, that you make the right choices of what to back and where to put your money. You can find that you can make a big impact upon your mortgage or your loan at this time. Neptune is miracles, Venus is finances, so those things can be impacted for the better this week. This is also the house of what we receive from others. So you might be receiving a lot of benevolence from other people, some support from other people, but mostly it will come in the form of, say, somebody rings you up and says, I want to shout you out for dinner, because Venus is pleasurable experiences. And so it'll be more like, yep, I want to take you out for dinner, rather than I'm going to pay off your mortgage. Nothing that big. It'll be more just emotional, supportive experiences, maybe financially blessed experiences. There's a lot more goodwill and charity from other people now. Other people will be being very sensitive towards you and your circumstances in life. I remember when I had 3 little children and I was married to my first husband, my mum and dad would often come over from the nearby town, and their way of showing kindness to us at that stage was to take us out for dinner. We couldn't afford it. We were, starting out in life and had 3 little children, and there was not a lot of spare money. And so what we would do would be go out to dinner with my mum and dad, and they would shout us dinner. This is the kind of thing. This is the 8th house is the house of resources belonging to other people. And, this is a time when other people might be very generous with their resources, their money, their time, their energy, their goodwill, for your benefit. So I think for many of you Aries people, you will be being blessed through the kindness of other people at this time. So enjoy and enjoy those beautiful experiences, and be grateful. Be grateful for those beautiful experiences. Now, this is the house of sex. We all know about the 8th house and its association with sex. The house of sex, really, it's how we use sex, is the 8th house, amongst other things. And you, I think, with this combination this week, will be using sex to have that highly spiritual experience, an experience of ecstasy, an experience of the divine even, through connection with another. This is a powerful combination to do so. In fact, this is a very scorpionic energy. Sex leads to an experience of divine prayerfulness, heightened sensitivity to universal energies. So, there can be a lot of intimacy available to you this week, and joy through intimacy, and it'll take you to a very deep, powerful level of interaction with heavenly things, divine things. I'm not saying that this is going to bring an inheritance or anything like that, but yes, there might, like I said, I've already talked about it, haven't I? There might be some benevolence from other people. Not necessarily big inheritance, but certainly a blessing. And that's the main themes I'm saying for our lovely Aries friends. What about Taurus? Taurus rising, Taurus sun, and Taurus moon people. Well, this is the house of your partner, Taurus. So any significant other in your life, your business associates, business partners, important clients, anyone you're in a contractual kind of relationship with, be that a divorce contract, be that a marriage contract, anyone who you are in a contractual dynamic with. This is an energy, my Taurus friends, that might allow some sort of, not necessarily benevolence, but you're going to be more open and optimistic about the interactions you have with other people. There's more receptivity. So let's say your wife comes to you and asks you to, I don't know, do a certain thing in the garage, and you're like, you're usually so busy you don't have time for that, but this week you'll be like receptive to that, open to that. Yeah, I'll clean out the garage, no worries. Our partners are more open and receptive. So if you've got any significant things to sort out with a partner, Taurus, this is the week to approach them and talk to them about it, to communicate and ask them about sorting things out and reaching a conclusion. It might even happen in a way that's miraculous. You didn't think it would go well, and my God, it went really well, better than you thought with this energy. Taurus, this could be a time when you feel very peaceful and content with your partners, with your not necessarily that everything in life is hunky-dory, but just the relationships and the interactions with people are going much better than usual. You're feeling good about them, you're feeling able to communicate easily, you're feeling able to understand where people are coming from very easily as well. This is also the house of what we attract from other people, and you are likely to be attracting from other people very refined experiences. So somebody might ring you up and say, hey, I've got a spare ticket to the Tame Impala concert. Do you want to come with me? Not that Tame Impala is what we classically call refined, but it's a pleasurable experience. So yeah, I'll go see Tame Impala. So other people, you are attracting from other people pleasurable experiences, refined experiences, cultural experiences that are to be enjoyed. You might also find that with a friend or a partner, you might be able to escape mundane existence somehow. Going to a Tame Impala concert is certainly that, but someone might ring you up and say, hey, I want to go out for high tea this afternoon. Let's escape our ordinary humdrum lives and go and pretend to be ladies at the Windsor Hotel, that kind of thing. Somebody might include you or invite you, or you might invite somebody else to have some sort of escapist, wonderful, delightful, pleasurable, and luxurious experience. You might be feeling very hopeful this week about partnership. If you're single, you might be thinking, this could be the week. And indeed, some of you, if you're looking for your third life partner, committed life partner, you might get lucky this week. This energy could bring a miracle your way if you're looking for your third life partner. You really need more than just this energy unfolding in the chart to trigger in a relationship. And anyone who's done my Astrology of Many Marriages course and my Astrology of the Timing of Relationship course, which are available on my website if you want to do them, will know that this is just not enough to bring in a relationship. We are still under the eclipse energy, so if you had anything significant triggered in the eclipse energies, then that might help. But really, you need much more than just this to bring in a relationship. So I'm not about to say, hey, you're going to fall in love this week and it's going to be the love of a lifetime and your soulmate. But what I can say is you'll have more pleasurable experiences, and if you have other indicators unfolding in your chart, then love might come your way. On that topic, Taurus, if you would like a reading with me, it's one of my specialties. I do love readings, looking at the timing of love for my clients and when love might come in. I've had a lot of success and a lot of good results with the readings that I've given in that regard. So Taurus, this is the house of publicity and our approach to relating to the public. You're going to have a very good impression on the public this week. You are going to have an image of peacefulness. You're going to have an image of beauty and artistry that is just exuding from you. People, whether you are an artist or not, whether you are creative or not, whether you are beautiful or not, it doesn't even matter. People are going to perceive you as such. This is the house of how we approach public relations and how other people perceive us. So, you should try and dress beautifully and speak well and communicate in a very Venusian way, because, the universe is there to support you in that and get good effects out of that and get good results from your interactions with other people in that regard this week. This is one of the houses of divorce, I have to say, Taurus. So if you've been dealing with a divorce or if you are divorced, there can be some compassion here for the situation, compassion for ex-partners. There can be even some miracles that happen around some dynamic or relationship with an ex-partner under this influence as well. There can be maybe something surprising because Uranus is opposing Neptune, something that happens out of the blue, but something you didn't see coming. But there might even be a way to resolve any issues benevolently and kindly and with compassion for each other. This is the house in the horoscope that tells us how we treat other people, how we perceive other people to be. So you're going to see not only, your divorced partners, but other people in general. You're going to see them through the eyes of love and grace and compassion, with that beautiful higher vibrational unconditional love of Neptune influencing things this week. And that can obviously work very well in your favor to bring more balance into your life, more fairness and more justice into your life. And I'm certainly seeing much more balance, fairness and justice happening in the life of your partners. And that will also bring more balance, fairness and justice into your life as well. Some of you might be some of you might be revisiting a contract to make it more fair and balanced and harmonious, because this is a house of contracts and Venus likes balance and harmony, and Neptune will bring some sort of miracle to unfold in that regard as well. So that can happen too. It's a house of desires. And so Venus is a planet of desire, so you might find that you have a strong desire to connect and collaborate this week. And if you're feeling that way, and if you've got a partner, enjoy that, get romantic, bring more romance into your life, have that candlelit dinner or go on that afternoon picnic. But also, you might find that if you're single, there might be opportunities for romance. And you heard me talk about in the introduction, romance doesn't have to just be, lovey-dovey. Romance could be with your girlfriends. I remember when I spent years single, and when I was single, I would get all my single girlfriends and we would go out on a picnic and dress up in our, summer dresses and do something very romantic. I don't know, Taurus, if you've ever seen the film, and I think a Taurus person would really love this film. It's called Eternity. It's a French film, subtitles. One of the most beautiful films I've ever seen. And it's just full of glorious detail and fashion and food and locations. It is exquisite. And that's the kind of thing we're talking about. Even aside from romantic interaction, having that beautiful, I call it romantic experience. So this is a week for doing that with other people, sharing that with other people, even if you're single. Create some experience that is the epitome of refinement and romance for you in your life. And finally, this is the 4th from the 4th and the 10th from the 10th. So it could be that your maternal grandmother or your paternal grandfather is experiencing all of these lovely energies, that feeling of openness, that feeling of an expanded vision, being very receptive, being maybe a bit sensitive to the world around them, but mostly peaceful and content with a high degree of faith and optimism. You might be seeing that in your maternal grandmother and your paternal grandfather. Thank you, Taurus. Okay, Gemini rising, Gemini sun, and Gemini moon people. Well, the energy of Venus in a trine with Neptune, and this is happening on the 15th of October, give or take a couple of days either side. That they are trining one another, Neptune from the 10th house and Venus in the 6th house. This is the house of our earthly experiences, like the daily activities in the incarnate body we inhabit. And because it's a house of physical well-being, we can ask ourselves the question, are we using our body well now? Are we caring well for our body? And if the answer is no, we're not, then Neptune's transit to Venus can create sort of beautiful experiences that allow us to love and care and treasure and value our bodies more. So you might get the chance to go and get your nails done, or have a haircut, or get a massage. Do something sort of delightful and pleasurable and tactile for your body, to care for your body, to love your body. When we do that, oftentimes we deny ourselves the chance to enjoy physical luxury, thinking, well, that's indulgent and I need to be more conscious of my budget or whatever. And we miss the chance to just relax into life. And I just want to say, my beautiful, beautiful Gemini friends, take the time to relax into life this week through some physical self-care, because it actually keeps your vibration up, which affects your whole being, spiritually, mentally, and physically. So get that massage, get that pedicure, have that, facial done. Like, enjoy beauty treatments that feel relaxing and gracious and delightful. it's essential. I mean, even if you haven't got the spare money for it, set up your own beauty parlor at home and get your daughter to paint your toenails for you. Like, do something that allows for more physical well-being and beautification. It will raise your vibration as a whole and be a big benefit for you. Can even bring miracles into your life energetically because of Neptune's aspect here to Venus. Faith and optimism is a very Neptunian thing when in a trine to Venus, and it's through faith and through optimism that good fortune can be then expressed. And here in the sixth house, good fortune is seen in good health, good physical well-being, good ability to handle our debts and our monetary obligations, good ability to deal with struggle. You might find this week, Gemini, that you are able to find solutions to struggles and difficulties, that you are able to deal with debts well and find extra finances to get ahead with any of your material financial obligations. You're able to use your skills to make money in some way. So, you know, there's good fortune here, but this is not a house of good fortune. Your belief in the benevolence of the universe can lead you to find that extra $100 in your coat pocket that will cover the groceries for this week. You know, we're talking about really practical, everyday, week to week, day to day kind of circumstances where you can have good luck and good fortune. Okay? Not about getting a big windfall and suddenly becoming a millionaire overnight, this energy. No, no, no. But much more about practical, everyday reality and being able to cover everything with ease and peace and contentment. So you might find $100 in an old coat pocket and be like, you know what? I'm going to go have a facial. I am going to go get my nails done and my toes done and have a massage. You know, this is the kind of thing that can happen. There can be little miracles that allow you to escape the mundane every day that unfold this week. Enjoy it, my friends, if that is what comes your way. This sixth house is one of the houses of toxicity, and it really has to do with purging and cleansing in a powerful way. And Venus is sweet things, and in the house of toxicity. So you might have been overdoing it for Venus's transit through Scorpio, just having too many sugar cravings and having too many cocktails or too much chocolate or whatever. Neptune making a trine to Venus here can allow you, not that Neptune's about releasing, but he's about dissolving. And here, that toxicity in your body can be dissolved in quite a helpful way. So drink plenty of water, my friends, this week, because I think Neptune is going to support the dissolving of toxicity from too much indulgence, okay? Too many good things, too much sweet food. So that's a good thing that can come in terms of health to your body here. You might be also purifying and cleansing your digestive system, and that's a good thing to actually focus on as well, Gemini. This is the house of hard work, but this energy is not about hard work. It's about indulgence. It's about relaxation and escaping. And I think this week, you know, if you wanted to take a couple of days off and, you know, go for a bike ride or do something pleasurable and delightful that brings you joy, do it. This energy has your back. Make sure it's legit. I'm not talking about lying and saying I'm sick, you know, telling your boss you're sick when you're not. But certainly you don't need to go as hard at it this week. The house of hard work takes a bit of a break with this energy. And of course, the sixth house has to do with the conditions and nature of our workplace. If you don't feel like taking some time off, then you might be beautifying your workplace, bringing in a plant or two, or playing some beautiful music in your workplace, or cooking something really delicious to share with your colleagues. Your workplace and the experiences you have in your workplace are seen through the sixth house. So I'm seeing a lot of beauty there, a lot of pleasure there, a lot of delight there that you can share with the people you work with. This is one of the houses of the losses that your first committed life partner might go through. It's the 12th house from the 7th. First committed life partner is a 7th house energy, and 12 houses from that. Get to the 6th house. So this can actually indicate that a first life partner might be actually having some sort of miracle. Okay, so maybe a first life partner has lost something, or whether you're still married to your first life partner or it's an ex now, doesn't matter. Maybe they have lost something in life, had some losses, something's been dissolved out of their life materially, they've been struggling. This is an energy that could bring a miracle into the life of your partner so that their losses disappear. Neptune dissolves, and they might find that they're in a better financial position as a result of this week's unfoldings. Neptune, miracles to Venus, money in the house of spouses' losses. So yeah, there can be certainly some karmic blessing for a spouse here, some karmic unfolding for a spouse. Some of your partners might even be starting to address old paradigms, old self-sabotaging behaviors as well, and setting the record straight, getting their karmic dues in order, their ducks lined up, so that they're not a victim any longer. Really, I think that for many of you Gemini people's partners, there's going to be a move away from victimhood, a move away from, I'm thinking of one particular couple I know actually who are going through this, where one of the partners just gave away everything they had to the other when they got divorced. And it was incredibly imbalanced. I mean, you hear this story all the time, don't you? Incredibly imbalanced and incredibly unfair. I think that they're a Gemini rising person. So I actually think this energy could play out in their life where that is rectified, where that is rebalanced, and they revisit, because they're talking about it, revisiting their division of assets so that it ends up being more just, more fair, and one person is no longer the victim or has been, the sacrificial lamb, so to speak. So I think Gemini, some of you might be going through some, and not everybody, but some of you might be going through some of those sorts of experiences where you're revisiting some losses that you had with a partner and rebalancing things, bringing things to a higher level of consciousness and utilizing more divine unconditional love, not divine martyrdom in a division of assets. So I hope that makes sense. I think that's perhaps only for one or two people listening, but certainly it's what popped into my mind. Very much this is an energy for beautifying your home and cleaning things up. This is a house of cleaning, and in doing so you're going to beautify your home, and that will help you feel like your life is back on track. Beautiful Gemini friends. So clean out those cupboards, get spring cleaning, all that stuff, and you'll be able to rebalance what is out of balance in your everyday surroundings, your everyday life. Certainly worth the hard work to do so. Alrighty, thank you so much, Gemini rising, sun or moon people. Cancer. Cancer rising, Cancer sun and Cancer moon people. Well, Cancer, you are in for a doozy this week. What's going on is there is a trine on the 15th of October. You'll feel the energy a couple of days before, a couple of days after, between beautiful Neptune up here in the 9th house, in her own sign, his own sign, to Venus in the 5th house. And this means you're going to have so many opportunities for joy this week. This is a house of joy. This is a trine that can bring joy and happiness. So you be more open, be more receptive to having fun. Do I need to tell you that? Probably not. This is a time when you're going to have more parties to go to. If you like going out to clubs or restaurants, this can be a really great time. It doesn't have to be going out. Some of you Cancer people are homebodies. I know that. Maybe you'll be having a cocktail party at home or something. Or somebody might drop in with a beautiful cake they've made and you get to enjoy some sort of decadent food experience. Venus rules lovely sweet foods and things like that, like Black Forest cake and stuff like that. So just more happiness, more like pleasurable, delightful experiences can come your way. This is also a house of creativity. So your creative juices are going to be flowing, like really flowing. You might write a poem and you haven't written a poem since you were in grade 7 at high school. You might start making a film. And you only ever sort of dabbled in the idea of making a film and never actually taken any concrete steps towards doing so. Creativity is on the go with this combination of energies. Love it. Make the most of it. Like, this is my beautiful Cancer friends. I just have to tell you, this is one of the last times that you will be able to receive a trine from Neptune to Venus in the 5th house, because very soon, next year, and the year after, Neptune's going to be moving into Aries and will no longer create this trine aspect through these two benevolent houses, 9th house, 5th house. So enjoy the creativity. Dig your teeth into the creativity. Get going, the time is almost up. Enjoy it. Pardon me, from 25, 26 on, the trine between Neptune and Venus is going to be occurring in completely different houses. So enjoy this benevolent combination that you have had going on since around 2011. You're going to feel more able to dig into love. You're going to feel more loving, more compassionate, more generous to your children, but to boyfriends, to girlfriends, to other people in general. You're just going to feel more love, more joy, more exhilaration, more excitement, more happiness. The fire of God will be burning strong in you. This is a time when you might want to play games. Now, it's so interesting because Dave is a Cancer sun, and we've organized, purely without even looking at the astrology, we organised to have a games night with my children and their friends this week, which is going to be so fun. Hello, this is an energy for games, playing, parties, having fun. This is for no reason that we're doing this. We're just doing it, So it's going to be a great time. But this is the kind of thing that Venus in a trine to Neptune in the 5th house can actually bring about. It might also give you opportunities to experience more glamour. You might be glamming up for some reason or dressing up for some reason. More confidence too. It's the house of confidence. So something might be causing you to have a glow up. You might be shining more, maybe because, you're really in your creativity, or, sinking your teeth into some self-expression that's meaning for you, and you're just looking like, you're on top of the world. Thanks, Leonardo DiCaprio. You are exuding that sense. Very Leonardo actually in that film. He was full of excitement and joy and hopeful optimism. This is what we're seeing for Cancer people this week. I love it. I've had a lot of Cancer people commenting on almost every single video for the last couple of months saying my life sucks and I hate my life and blah, blah, blah. This energy is the opposite of that, Cancer. This energy is the happiness that you could feel this week. So look for the joy. Sometimes it's hard to see the joy. Life can be heavy. I'm not saying it's not. But, this is about seeing those bulbs blooming in springtime, seeing all the, you go for a walk down the street and there's a brand new cake shop with cupcakes all decorated so pretty and looking gorgeous. Like, it's about going, oh my God, that's so lovely and I'm so glad that's here. It is about finding the joy in life, and it is there, even in the shadow of all the horrors that are unfolding on the planet at the moment. There is joy and happiness still to be found on the planet for sure. So you might discover a new talent this week for creating beauty, maybe writing poetry, might be, designing some sort of outfit or clothing or something like that. True talents and even true intelligence can come out to the fore. I did an IQ test this week, and this is interesting. I'm just thinking how ironic that combination of energies is. I have 3 planets in Cancer, so yay. I'm not telling anyone what I got for my IQ test, but I was very happy with the result. But look, this is really, and I come back to that point, really, this is a house of ego validation. You might find that something happens this week that really gives you the pat on the back, makes you feel good about yourself, makes you feel successful. Beautiful, beautiful energy, because it's a house of self-love, and Venus is the planet of self-worth, and they're 2 different things. And Neptune's aspect here is causing things to go to a very high and benevolent vibrational level with that. So you might be feeling a lot of confidence, self-love, and self-worth. Really, like, you might even be understanding your divine value. Neptune is a divine planet. So, yeah, for many Cancer people, they're going to really just settle into, if you like, that feeling of divine love for self, divine appreciation for self, knowing who they are at the highest level. You know, that I'm a believer in the Yuga cycle, who we are in the golden age of mankind. That's what you'll be tapping into now. That's what you'll be feeling into as a part of this energy. Now, look, this is a house of gambling and taking risks. I would never suggest to do that. This energy, I don't think, is of a powerful enough transformative energy to, you know, make you want to run out and buy $1,000 worth of Tats Lotto tickets. Don't do that. And it's also an opposition from Uranus. There could be something surprising that you know, comes your way, but it is an opposition. It's a hard aspect from Uranus, so it's not a Tats Lotto win. This is not a chance to win the meat raffle down at the local club. Not what we're looking at here. It's more miracles that sort of creep in, if you like, Neptune energy. It's opportunities that come your way. It's because you've moved the boundaries out, Neptune energy, suddenly there is more room for the goodness. So I see luck and blessing coming your way, but not through gambling or taking risks with this kind of energy. If it was Mars here, maybe yes, but not with this energy. Now, this is also the 8th house from the 10th. So I see that you could be reinventing your career at the moment, Cancer. And, you know, maybe you've been in a career or running a small business or whatever you do for quite some time, and you get a sudden inspiration. You get a sudden motivation to do something differently, to beautify things more, to give more luxury, more appeal, more refinement to what you're doing, that takes it to a new level, that takes it to a higher expression. So, and the change will come suddenly. 8th house from the 10th, sudden changes, sudden redirectioning, sudden new momentum for a career. I'm not seeing a career ending, but I'm certainly seeing it being beautified and some sort of creativity put into a career in a brand new way. I'm also feeling that, you know, maybe there's some good karma about to unfold for you, Cancer, because this is a house of good karma and this is a benevolent interaction. So it could be that some kind of, some kind of good fortune comes your way as part of the good karma for good deeds you've done in the past, either in this life or in other lives as well, in past lives as well. And certainly this week we can charge up our joy by focusing on Venus things, beautifying our world, beautifying our life, creating more romance for ourselves, getting more creative, and, you know, enjoying beautiful experiences. Go out to have that picnic in the park, or go and have your nails painted. Create more beauty in your world, and it will amplify and rev up the joy level in your life, because this is the house of joy. Not just because this is a joyful combination, but because this, my Cancer friends, is the house of joy. So karmic rewards, joy, beauty, games, fun, pleasures and delights and refined experiences. My God, who wouldn't want to be a Cancer person this week with this energy unfolding? All right, lovely Leo. Leo rising, Leo sun, Leo moon. The energy of the Neptune trine to Venus is coming through the 4th house. I'm loving this one for Leo people. This means for many of our Leo friends, you will be having refined experiences in your home, kind of beautiful interactions with other people, feeling very receptive and warm and loving and inviting in your home sphere. I was just sharing with the Cancer people that I've set up with my children and their friends to have like a games night in my home this week. And that's going to create this beautiful, happy experience in our home. You know, everyone come around for pizza, and we're going to play, I don't know, scattergrees or poker or something like that. And we're going to have fun in our home, joy in our home. Especially, you know, young women will be involved, you know, my daughter and her friends, my son's girlfriends, you know, beautiful energy. Why don't you do something similar? Create beautiful experiences in your home space, and you'll be channeling some of the lovely, lovely energy of Neptune in this aspect to Venus. but it's also creating beauty. Okay, so even if you don't want to, party on in your home, you might want to create more beauty. So you might think, I'm sick of that old couch. It's time it went to the tip. I need to replace it, or I'm going to turn that old TV room that nobody uses anymore. When you turn that into, I don't know, a sunroom or something, and you go about beautifying your home space, and the universe supports you in doing that. Maybe you find a couch that's a real bargain, so you can replace that other one that's had its day. There can be that sort of thing going on. There might even be some sort of spiritualizing of your home. Neptune is a spiritualizing influence, so you might be able to set up a little corner of your home with maybe a singing bowl and some incense, some Palo Santo, maybe a picture that has a great deal of meaning for you in a gorgeous frame. There's sort of like this spiritualizing sort of altar that you could create, or you might even be putting in some sort of a Zen garden or a flowing water fountain that creates more kind of energy in your home. Neptunian energy in the home is what we're looking at here in a blessed way. So this is not about floods in the home. I know we need to be praying and remembering our beautiful friends in the American South at the moment with all that they're going through. Yes, I should have mentioned that in the intro to this video. But this energy is generally for Leos around the world, much more to do with refinement and beauty and spiritualizing and creativity in the home, happiness in the home kind of energy. When Neptune transits the fourth house or makes hard aspects to the fourth house ruler or the fourth house, then we would be finding people subject to things like flooding or gas leaks in the home, but not with a trine like this. This is about feelings, the fourth house, our foundation. And this is about how we feel, and this energy is going to help us feel more comfortable, more peaceful, more content. So deep down, we're going to feel very much at home, very much at peace. We might want to escape mundane existence this week through being in our home. Just having some time at home, not going anywhere, reading a book and, in the sunshine in the backyard or something. We're doing things in the home that give us a feeling of peace and contentment. It's also the house of our roots, where we come from, our maternal line and our mother. And you might notice that your mother or your grandmother or people in the aunts and uncles, people in the maternal line might be behaving more peacefully to one another, might be very compassionate to one another and supporting and helpful of one another under this energy for sure. Your mother might be feeling very sensitive at the moment, and that's okay, it's just part of this energy too, but she might also be getting involved in some sort of refined experiences, Leo, having some little pleasures, some little luxuries. Maybe she goes out for high tea with her girlfriends and then she rings you up and tells you all about it. This is the energy of Venus Neptune trine might be actually exhibiting through your mother rather than your life. Can go that way too sometimes. Not everything is all about us, but people in our lives of significance can be affected by our chart. We might also find that we want our surroundings, whether they be our actual home or maybe our workspace or whatever, we want them to be beautiful. So we are beautifying our home. We're beautifying our gardens, our residences. Even if you own some sort of real estate investment, you're going to want to make it more beautiful. And I wish people would do that more often. Often people buy investment properties and they just let them go to the dogs, But no, this week is all about, fixing up that investment property garden or painting the inside to make it fresh and clean and bright and light and wonderful. This is what this energy can absolutely do. Some of you might be having some time out by the beach with this energy. This is a very watery energy, or by the lake with this energy. Scorpio has to do with it has to do with sort of swampy places, but also deep places as well. So, deep bodies of water, deep still bodies of water, not flowing bodies of water are Scorpio. So you might be spending some time beside those places for a couple of days, having some time out, having a rest. Neptune is resting and relaxing. Venus here in some beautiful surroundings, potentially by a scorpionic water body. That might happen for some people as well. Some of you might be looking to buy land or property in such places also too. under this energy. Some of you may, because Neptune is coming from the house of the 8th house of inheritances, some of you Leo people might even stand to maybe receive access to a property of that nature from someone else. Somebody gives you the key to their holiday home. You're like, all right, I get to have a holiday, no expenses paid on my behalf, because somebody's been kind and generous to me. That can happen as well. This is really, I think you're going to find your emotions are buoyed up this week, Leo, because this energy is like a benevolent one. It's not about anxiety or depression or sadness. This is about the opposite. It's about feeling good, feeling that the world is beautiful, feeling like the divine has your back and is working in your favor now. You might even start to see that in your immediate domestic environment, how much the universe has your back. And certainly if you can employ faith and optimism in your life, you're going to see many beautiful miracles unfold, because Neptune is a planet of miracles. So faith and optimism can lead to good fortune with 4th house things. Home, fixed assets are also to do with the 4th house. So fixed assets are things that don't change, don't move, like real estate, land, gardens. It does have to do with vehicles, actually. I've got to say, 4th house in Vedic astrology does have to do with vehicles. I'm a Leo sun, and I mentioned this earlier when I was talking about one of my other signs. I am getting a car this week. So, not surprised. I am surprised. That is actually part of this energy, and it's a beautiful car. Feeling very blessed after many years of something that just did not suit our needs. So, thank you to the divine for that kindness. So yeah, we might start to see some sort of benevolent blessing from the divine regarding 4th house things like this. If you run a business from home, or if you're running an inherited family business, there could be blessing that now unfolds in that field of your life as well, Leo. So, and certainly this is an energy for expanding our vision and moving boundaries and obstacles that had always been there in life, perceptions and ideas of your limitations, moving them out of the way, kicking them to the curb. So if you had a vision, like I'll use myself as an illustration, I was always too reluctant to upgrade my car, despite the fact that it really was unsuitable for our family, because I was petrified and scared of being able to meet the repayments and being able to manage the responsibility of a bigger car. And I, for many years, looked into it, and then never went through with it. Well, here comes this energy, and I've been like, you know what? I don't feel afraid anymore. My self-sabotaging around, might be for you, a car or a boat or a house or a piece of land or something. Any self-sabotaging can absolutely be blown away under this energy, because Venus, Neptune is to take the boundaries away, the limitations in your mind go. And you realize, I can achieve this, I can manifest this, I can crystallize this into reality. So I think for some of you, there might be some crystallizing, some manifesting of maybe a vision you've had regarding fixed assets, place of living, vehicles. And if not crystallizing, it could be that your vision around such things now expands. Potentially that, you start to imagine and see what could be in your mind's eye. And of course, that's the place that things begin, in our mind. As we imagine it, we can become it. We can see it happen, but you've got to start with the vision first. And so I just encourage you around things like having a family, having a home, having a car. If you've got any kind of vision around those things, any ideas for what you want to see around those things, you might be really surprised at what this miraculous planet of Neptune can bring about in his trine to Venus. And I'll also mention, Leo, this is one of the last times that Neptune will trine Venus in your 4th house, because come 2025, 2026, Neptune's moving into Aries, and there will be less opportunity for this dynamic to form. It'll start forming in Sagittarius instead. So this is one of the last times that you will have to make the most of this combination of energy, to see a miracle unfold and boundaries pushed back regarding 4th house things. So very exciting for lovely Leos. Okay, Scorpio, no, Virgo, get it right, Kesenya. Virgo rising, Virgo sun, Virgo moon, people, this is happening in the 3rd house. Well, this is a blessed energy for Virgo because you know what? It's going to ease your mind. This is an energy of peacefulness and contentment in the house of the monkey mind, how we think. And so your mind, which may have been restless or may have been sort of struggling with, thought patterns that weren't helpful, is now going to take a chill pill, going to relax a bit. You're going to be able to, think not necessarily clearer, but just have a feeling of zen in your mind, Faith and optimism will replace anxiety and worry. Just on that topic, I will just say, for the benefit of Virgo people, I struggled for quite a few months actually with a lot of negative thinking and anxiety that I couldn't control. And I saw my naturopath and got some homeopathic Bach flower essences. Oh my God, I'm a new person. It's changed everything. So if you're finding, like, this is an energy, a spiritual energy that we're looking at here. But if you're finding that you have an ongoing battle with mental health issues, get yourself to a naturopath who practices with homeopathics and see if that helps, if you haven't done that already. See if that helps. This is completely aside from the energies that might be unfolding this week. I just mention it because we're talking about mental health in the 3rd house. But generally speaking, for people who haven't got ongoing issues and so forth, you might find that your faith and optimism is boosted, the way you think. You're going to see the silver lining now. You're going to have hope that transformation and change will come in certain areas that may have felt stuck for a while. In fact, Neptune trine to Venus really pushes back the boundaries, expands the potential. And so, if you're running a small business, if you have some tests or exams coming up, my beautiful Virgo friends, if you're dealing with transactions, buying and selling, trading, any of these 3rd house areas, if you've got to write an article or communicate in some way, do a YouTube video, if you've got to do something on social media, you might find that your positive outlook on these things will lead to good results, good fortune, even miraculous results, I would say, with a trine from Neptune to Venus here. So really quite a beneficial energy. Have a vision for how well you're going to go in that exam. Have a vision for how successful your small business is going to be. Have a vision for how you can use your craftsmanship or your skills to support your life. Have a vision. Use this energy to create a vision if you don't already have one, knowing that the universe can create a miracle and will have your back here. Now, this is the house of what we think about. And you're going to be thinking you're not only going to feel peaceful and contented, but you're going to be thinking about beautiful things. I was just saying to Dave yesterday, we need to, the world is going mad. There's no two ways about it. But we need to make sure that our mental consumption, what we chew on mentally, is actually a good balance. Yes, information from out there in the world and what's going on, but also things that uplift the soul and uplift the mind. And this is an energy, my beautiful Virgos, that's going to help you chew on mentally the uplifting. Get that book of poetry out and read it. Watch that beautiful film. I was telling another sign in earlier in this reading about the wonderful film. It's probably a girl film called Eternity. It has who played Amelie? Audrey Tautou in it. It's a French film with subtitles. Most beautiful film I think I've ever seen. Absolutely gorgeous, called Eternity. Fill your mind with goodness. Fill your mind with beauty. Fill your mind with peace. It will lift you. It will lift your vibration. And this is the time for doing that. Chewing on the yummy mental food that is available out there. And there is beautiful food, mental food, if you want to call it that, available out there that can help us to lift our vibration. Now, your vision expands. We've talked about that. You may even feel more idealistic and hopeful about where you can go, what you can achieve. You might feel a bit restless because 3rd house is restless, but it's restlessness that is blessed. You might take a short trip to the ocean or to a lake. This is very watery energy. So, you know, when I was growing up as a child, my grandparents would often take us on an evening drive to get an ice cream in a nearby town, and it was just the highlight of our week. We loved it. Didn't get ice cream all that much, but Venus rules ice cream, so it could be that, you know, you take a trip, an afternoon trip for an afternoon tea somewhere, or, you know, you grab your kids and you go for a drive to a nearby town for an ice cream one night. These sorts of things as localized trips for pleasure, for joy, for delight, and just the happy experiences. You know, picnic in a neighboring botanical gardens or something like that. You will have more beauty opportunities to experience beauty and refinement in your world. Also, the good news is that you'll get some good news. There's likely to be some sort of message you receive. It could be a text, it could be an email, something like that. It could be an actual old-fashioned letter in the mail that's positive, that's full of blessing and upliftment for you. People will be speaking words of kindness and love. You will be speaking words of kindness and love, because this is the house of how we speak and communicate, and all this benevolent, beautiful, uplifting energy is flowing through communications and communication channels for you. If you are a craftsperson, you'll be making this week, or have the potential to make much more beautiful work than you've ever done before. And Virgos are usually very talented and skillful at some sort of craft work, be that cross stitch, be it woodwork, be it, you know, lace making, whatever. Whatever your bag is in that regard, you're going to have a real opportunity to do something at a much higher level of refinement and skill. So, you know, especially if you work in those fields, my God, it's going to go very well for you. You might even discover a new talent, new skill that interests you and you want to explore in some way. You might be doing a workshop this week on some sort of new skill or talent that you want to cultivate in your life. One of the really cool things about this energy, my Virgo friends, is that this is the house of self-made wealth. If you run your own business using your skills and talents, you might find this energy creates a miracle. You know, maybe your business has been ticking along okay and you're paying the bills, and then along comes this beautiful energy of benevolence, and you really have an upsurge this week, particularly around the 15th of October, maybe a day before or a day or two after, where this energy will be felt. And you have a real upsurge in clients or interest or, purchases or something. If you run your own business, things can go particularly well, almost miraculously well, thanks to beautiful Neptune trining Venus in this realm of your chart. So I see success being available to many Virgo people here with this combination, but mostly it'll be success that comes because your thinking has changed. You know the old principle, as within, so without. Well, really, it starts in the third house with how you think about things, and that then generates the external narrative changing to reflect your thinking. So really focus in, Virgo, on how you're thinking, your mental focus this week, and how you can improve it, lift it up, make it better, make it, work in your favor. If you need to do a workshop around that or buy a book around, changing your mental habits, so much the better. Actually, I've read a really good book, just to suggest one for anybody who needs that, years ago, like I'm talking 2010, called The Happiness Trap. And it was a really good book to read about changing our mental narrative and our expectations so that we could actually be happier in life. So, if that's an issue for any of you Virgo friends, perhaps check that book out if it's still available. I don't know. I just thought I'd mention it just the same. Thank you, my beautiful Virgos. And lovely Librans have had to wait till last this week. And what we're seeing for Librans, who've had all the action of the eclipse occurring in their sign, what we're seeing is that Venus is in a trine to Neptune in the second house, and it's also opposing Uranus. So this has certain implications, absolutely, but mostly for the good. Around the 15th of October, give it a day or two before or a day or two after to feel this energy. You, Libra, are going to have the chance to experience some very refined, luxurious, idealistic kinds of experiences, because that's what Venus is all about, and in the second house of luxuries and the material goods of life, what we need for existence, our resources, food, shelter, clothing, material. And Venus being lifted up and amplified by a trine, a benevolent trine from Neptune, means the chances of experiencing, having, owning some luxury items are increased for Librans this week. So you might, Venus, I've been telling this story for Pisces, Leo, and now for you, Libra, which are my three main signs. You might find that, I'm Libra moon. Venus rules cars. Here in the second house of luxury resources, well, I'm being very blessed this week and being able to miraculously get a car. And it is going to be certainly a very valuable item that I will treasure and value, and I feel very privileged to be able to own. But it actually, it feels like it just came out of the blue, like the divine was behind all of this. Very much Neptune trine Venus, like the divine was pulling the strings, boom, 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 boom. Because I've looked at buying this particular car for years, but never been able to go through with it until now. And maybe it was the eclipse energy, maybe it's this Neptune energy playing out with Venus in the second house here, but I just feel totally at peace. Neptune trine to Venus can give a feeling of contentment, a feeling of peacefulness regarding things and stuff and property and finances. And when I say property, I'm talking about, like, this is my property, this asteroid wheel is my property, this car is my property, not actual like land property. So you might find that you get an opportunity to own some sort of luxury item, to experience some sort of luxury experience. You might be asked out to some very high profile, restaurant, dining experience, all paid for by somebody who's been very generous and kind. You might get the chance to experience some of these luxuries of life. And if you do, Libra, celebrate. I mean, you're very good with the luxuries of life anyway. Libra likes refinement, likes culture, likes beauty, and you know how to pick those things in life. You know how to use those things in your life and treasure those things in your life. But it could just be all the more powerful this week. You might be very receptive and open to new things coming your way. And that way, good things flow in, things you don't need any longer flow out. When we have less boundaries around our stuff. So I'm not seeing this as a hoarding energy, Libra. I don't think you'll be like trying to hang on to, clothes that you've worn out, or an old couch that's seen its day. You won't be trying to hold on to those things. This is much more, Neptune will dissolve away what is no longer needed materially in your life. But also, because there's this dissolving of boundaries regarding those things, you will lose what you need to lose materially so that you will bring in what you need to bring in and upgrade, I think. And a lot of you will be upgrading some items in your resources list. Often the second house can be a bit of a holding on to hoarding house, but I don't think this energy will cause that to happen. As I've said, I think it'll be more about getting rid of what needs to get rid of and allowing in what needs to come in. Now, this is the house of food intake, what we eat. You're probably going to want some sweet food. I know that's been a battle in my life in recent times. My daughter keeps making these cookies on school holidays, and who keeps eating them all? Me. It's not good. But certainly there might be more opportunity for some sweet food. It might be harder, I have to say, Libra, to put the boundaries in place about that. Neptune will be sort of dissolving those boundaries. But look, it's only for a week, this energy. So enjoy those cookies. Enjoy the cocktail that your husband makes you at the end of the day. Go there. It's harder to have restrictions and blockage, but just avoid too much decadence, and maybe a little cookie here or there doesn't hurt. Because this is, like I said, the food intake we have, how we eat, what we eat, and Venus is there. So, sweet foods is on the cards. Alcohol that is sweet is on the cards, but you'll enjoy it. It'll make you feel good. It won't be detrimental where you feel like you're bloated or you had too much, like a Jupiter energy in square would bring. It'll be much more about, well, that was lovely and I really enjoyed that and that felt good to me. Okay, so, we need to have a little bit of leniency sometimes, I think. The second house has to do with emotional storage as well. What are you hanging on to emotionally that needs to let go? Well, this is a time when it can be dissolved. Again, like I'm talking about our resources, same with the emotions that you're holding on to and hoarding in your life. This energy can be dissolving those things now. Letting go of those things, releasing those things, saying goodbye to those things. So you might actually be able to let go of some old emotional blockages that might be there. Often food and emotions go hand in hand, don't they? We're eating for emotional reasons. Well, that can stop under this energy. There can be a letting go of emotional eating, that kind of thing. This is also beautification, this energy. And in the second house, you are going to really have a glow up, Venus. Your hair might become more beautiful. Your teeth might shine. Your face might just have your skin might have just a beautiful aura to it or sheen to it. And it's just an energy of beautifying, because the divine of Neptune is really enhancing the beautiful Venusian energy of beauty in the house of the face, the teeth, the hair, the voice. So you might be using your beautiful voice, your teeth might be sparkling, like I said, and there can be just a real glow up that occurs for many, many Libran people who are naturally quite beautiful anyway, I have to say, you Librans out there. Finally, this is a house of making money. And I'm not talking about the wages that you earn. I'm not talking about your self-made money. They're seen from other places in the chart. I'm not talking about your inheritances. But what skills and abilities do you have that can help you create resources in life? So I'll use myself as an example. I love to sew, and my sewing could be a resource. Sewing is actually very Venus Saturn energy, and of course Saturn's not interacting here, but that's what sewing is. It could be your love of fashion. With Venus here, could be a resource for you to make money. So maybe you it's not your business, it's not an inheritance, it's not a career, but maybe you've got a ton of clothes. You clean out your cupboard. Venus is clothing and fashion. You clean out your cupboard and you've got a bed full of clothes that you can either take them to the salvos, or you can put them on Facebook buy, swap and sell and make a bit of money. So this energy says you could actually do very well out of that this week. Maybe you've got a heap of old beauty products still in their packets. Pop that on Facebook buy, swap and sell and see how you go. Maybe you have a market stall. You've been growing some plants. Venus is plants and flowers. You can have a market stall, as a bit of a one-off side hustle. You can make some money. Like the skills and abilities and the resources that you have access to can be the avenue for earning money this week as a result of Neptune trine to Venus. Just to sort of clarify a little bit more about these money houses, the second house is very connected to the resources that we get from our family. It's not inheritances from family, but maybe your family was very intellectual. That's a resource that you can utilize to make money. Maybe your family were a farming family and you grew up knowing how to grow stuff. That's a resource that you can use to make money. That's what the second house, I have found, very much is. Yes, it can be, depending on where the second house lord is, yes, it can be associated with an easy ability to make money in life or a difficult ability to make money in life, but it's very much connected to what resources have we got to lean on to make money in our life. That's how I see the second house functioning as a financial house. So that's what I'm seeing for many of my Libran friends. You might be upping your income level most miraculously. and your resources, your money, as I said, your wealth, your finances this week. This is also the house of storing finances, so you might notice that you get a lot of interest for some reason this week, or you're able to put more money into some savings account or something like that, more so than usual this week. You can store money, store resources in a better way somehow this week. This is a house of domestic happiness, not domestic life and what happens in domestic life, but domestic happiness. So lots of joy in the home for my beautiful Libran people, I feel, this week. So there's just a few examples of how this energy might be playing out. I hope it's a blessed one for you, my Libran friends. And one and all, thank you for joining me here on YouTube. I'll be back with another Astro Weather Report for you next week.